Hello. It is Talk to Me Tuesday, where we share helpful networking tips to help grow your business. I am your host, Dr. Tandra Price, and I am so excited. I love this particular time of the week because I get to come to you and talk to you about some amazing networking tips to help grow your business. But I'm really super duper excited. Hopefully, I have a guest join me in today. Maybe she'll pop in and join us. I know that I said we would have one, but you know, hopefully her schedule will allow it to for us to jump in. So, I got to make sure that I get all my devices fixed. And let me go over here to make sure that I don't miss any comments of anyone talking, because you know what? This is going to be some juice today. Hey, our special guest popped up. Let me just get her in here real quick. Hey. There you go.
Hey. What is going on?
Don't worry. We just started. Listen, due to some technical difficulties. It has to come in, right? So wait a minute. The first thing I want to do is we have to make sure that we get our devices together, because you know what? I want to make sure that we can hear from everybody today. So let me make sure. While I'm doing that, instead of being just silence, listen, y'all, I've had the pleasure of working with this amazing, beautiful lady. She is one of the ladies that's a part of my group, my Conversations Over Coffee. She's a part of my training program that we do on a monthly called the WIN program. But she's just been such a dear heart, and she has been with me forever. So while I am getting my devices together, Tori, please introduce yourself. Tell the audience a little bit about you. Give them some of that good juice. Some of that juice.
Hello, everyone. I am Toria Renee, aka Coach T, and I am a women empowerment coach, relationship coach, a best-selling Amazon author, as well as a radio talk show host. I host a show entitled Empowering Moments with Coach T, and it comes on intellectualradio.com on Saturdays at 11 a.m. I pretty much work with women to kind of help them, find their next in their journey so that they're walking out their lives to become the very best version of themselves. And that is what I do.
And that is, did you hear her? She said, and that is what she did.
That is what I do. I am, over the past couple of years, I've become quite confident in my ability to really, really bring fresh perspectives to my client situations, make them see things and understand things and hear things in ways that they hadn't already thought of before. So it is all about perception. And that's how you reach this personal growth and mindset change that you're trying to get to. Is you got to realize where you are now, where you're trying to get to, and then let's see how we fill in those gaps. But filling in those gaps requires that you actually see things from a different perspective.
Okay, I said give them some juice. I didn't say squeeze it all. Squeeze the lemon. Okay. Okay, so listen, I'm super duper excited. And let me tell y'all, by being a part of what I do, I love what I do. But you know what? In having these conversations, I always say, listen, we're in this thing together. We can't do it by ourselves. We need everyone to be a part of this. What is it like? Okay, y'all help me out, audience, because I'm gonna probably say it wrong, but it takes a village to raise a family. So it takes a village of entrepreneurs for us all to win together. Okay, so we have to treat it in the same concept. Okay, so really, before we dive deep in, I want to kind of go back just a little bit about what I've been talking about. So what I've been talking about is that this is the last quarter of the year, and we are going to dominate the quarter for this year, okay? And how we're going to do that is we're going to use a really tool called visibility. That's going to be our tool that we're going to use in order to dominate. So now one of the things that I do is if I have some good juice or something like that, that's so juicy that I want to be able to share it with other people, I can't keep it to myself, right? So me and this lovely lady had an amazing conversation. I was like, girl, as we were talking, I said, I said, you know what? I'm gonna restructure everything, and this is gonna be the topic. You know, I can do that because it's Talk to Me Tuesday, where we share helpful networking tips to help grow your business. So I said, you know what? This is an information that I think that we all need to know about. Okay. Would you agree? I mean, like, because I'm one of them, I just gotta tell it. I'm gonna tell it. I ain't gonna keep it to myself. I'm gonna tell somebody something.
I agree. You gotta tell it. I mean, to not tell it is selfish, and that ain't why you got it. So that's not why you got the idea. So you can keep it to yourself. You got the idea because there was something in the world that you got something that the world needed to hear, and that's why you're supposed to be telling it to them.
Oh, girl, stop the madness. Ain't that what we call a why? Why
yes.
you do what you do? Why you do what you do? Girl, look, I could bring a song out today.
Let me tell you, I was listening to, and it's so funny because I listened to a couple of different things and I'd be like, I didn't even see it like that. I was listening to Keke Palmer, okay, with her 33-year-old self tell me, 29-year-old self, let me get her age right. Her 29-year-old self tell me something, blew me out the water. She said, anytime you are hearing or seeing something that is not in the earth, it is for you to create it.
Say it for one more time for the people in the back, girl. Say it one more time.
He said, if you are hearing or seeing anything that is not currently in the earth, it is for you to create it.
It's for you to create it. That's what we call inventions. You know what I'm saying? They call innovators.
Content creators, innovators, influencers. Yeah.
Influential leaders.
Yes, influential people. That's what you call power. That's what you call being powerful and influential. When you have something that they don't have already. That's how you create new income streams. That's how you create new spaces for yourself to be in. That's how you create new platforms.
Okay, look, can I get you on the cover of Tap 10 magazine and one of the influential leaders? Listen, I had to throw that in there. Okay, listen. Okay, let's stop real quick because I want to talk about what we talked about the other day. Okay. We're on this power kick of visibility. We've been doing some things over the last few Tuesdays that we're doing kind of what the big retailers are. But you know what? As me and you were having this amazing conversation yesterday, it was almost like, have you ever heard that song, The Clean Up Woman? It's a woman who, have y'all heard that song? Y'all give me a 1 or 2 in the chat if you heard that. Listen, we are the clean up women, okay? Because, and what I mean by that, let me go just a little bit deeper, because when me and Tori was talking, I was like, listen, I've talked about over the year about grab and go. We're just grabbing all these products and then we going, we ain't opening it up. We never open up the book. We never open up the link to even see what it is. But what happened is we were so motivated at the time when we heard the information that we just bought the product, right?
Yeah.
So now, in order for us to kick off 2023 in an amazing way, guess what? We got to clean it up, right? Clean up woman is a woman who, that's an entrepreneur though, but we got to clean it up. So we have to take all this stuff that we've had, that we've done over the years, or not over the years, but over 2022, that we haven't even used, and be able to get some coins. Ching, ching. I ain't got the sound. Ching, ching, some coins by the end of the year. Okay. So as me and Tori was talking about this, come on, Tori. As we were talking about this, we were like, wow. You know what I'm saying? It was all about the mentality, right?
I think that we as people can get very comfortable in the things that we're doing, the activities that we're already in. And we set all these goals. We have all these irons in the fire or balls in the air. And, you can only get to so many at a time, right? The juggle be real, and maybe you successfully juggling 1 or 2 or 3, maybe, but you ain't successfully juggling 10, 15. That's what you're not doing. But they all up in the air though, right? Yeah. So I think we in this end of the season, we have to start saying, look, there's a few balls that I got in this air that I ain't gonna do nothing with, no matter how I try or how I think, because I ain't interested in that for real. I'm not interested in it for real 100%. Or I am starting to see that some of these other balls take precedence and they are becoming featured balls that I need to really put focus to, right? So these other balls that I got in the air, maybe they just ain't as relevant as they need to be in this moment in my life. So I'm gonna put them over here on the back burner. Some of these I need to actually take out the air, period, because I ain't gonna do that with them at all. They ain't gonna never be relevant to who I am because I have shifted into a different place, and that's not who I'm. That's not my focus anymore at all.
Girl, you
You're
almost sound like
to let go of some things, though. Is I think.
Girl, you almost sound like a pastor when they say, "I have done all that I'm gonna do."
Baby, sometimes I have done all that I'm gonna do, and it's we got to give the benediction on some things. Okay, we got to take this ball out the air and do what? Throw it across the field, because you ain't about to do nothing with it. Okay, let it go. Let it go. That is the big thing. We need to learn how to let some things go. It's almost like when we do our spring cleaning and we're supposed to be throwing away things that we don't use. You know, that dress that you thought was so pretty and you looked good in it 5 years ago, and today you done put on 15, 20 pounds and you ain't never, ever getting back into that sucker, okay? Because you ain't gonna lose 15, 30, I'm sorry, maybe today you about 30 pounds, a little heavier. You ain't finna lose 30 pounds, you're probably finna lose about 10 to 15, which means you ain't never getting back into that dress, right? Give it up. Don't just make it all nice and pretty and put it in your closet, in the back of the closet, or in your storage room. Talking about, I'm gonna save it for my niece, or I'm gonna save it for my daughter that you don't have. I'm just saying, some of y'all got all boys. You ain't gonna have a daughter and nowhere near in your life, in your future. You ain't even trying to have no more kids, but you saving this dress for a daughter you ain't got. Give it up. The Salvation Army needs it. Goodwill needs it.
Oh, okay. Let me reel you back on here. Okay, y'all. Let me bring it on back in. Tori made some good tips, y'all. I hope, listen, note takers are money makers. You know, I got my notebook there. I ain't gonna talk about it today, but note takers are money makers. Okay, listen, we're talking about cleaning it up. Y'all, we are the cleanup women, and we are talking about cleaning up our business and getting our mentality, our mind right and set for 2023. But it only happens when we take a conscious effort to clean up what we're doing. You know, one thing that I hear a lot of times people talk about is that, I don't have the money, I don't have this, and I don't have that. You know what? I say to that, yes, you do. Because if you look back at everything that you've done over 2022 and all the money that you really wasted because you did that grab and go, what I mean is that you bought products and services that you never used, that you never opened, that you never even clicked on the link to see if it even really works. Because we put too many things in there. And that's kind of like Tori said, we were juggling all this stuff. We thought it looked pretty, it sounded pretty, and then we took advantage of it. Now, guess what? We're at the end of the year. We got less than 75 days left, and we have got to consciously clean all that stuff up because we do not want to take that into 2023. Wait a minute. That was a woo-woo. Woo-woo. We're not trying to take what you have in 2022 into 2023. We are trying to kick off this 2023 in a whole new different way. And the only way we can do that is if we clean up what we already got, right?
Absolutely. I think that we definitely don't want to take into 2023 any disorganization. Couple of things you don't want to take. You don't want to take anything that you haven't completely sorted out. Like if it don't make sense to you in 2022, then you got two options. Either you fix it in 2022 so that it does make sense, so that you take it into 2023 with full clarity, or you chuck it. Leave it alone. Let it go. That ain't for you. You know what I mean? Because I think that we can sometimes have this thought process that, well, it's not that it's not just for me. I just need to put more time into it. I just need to think about it more, and I just need to put more brain power on.
Okay, let's stop right there, Tori. When you made a good point. You said I have to put more time into it. Let's think about the time Tori, this was something that me and you just was like hammering over. Like, let's think about the time. We know that some of us do this thing full time, right? But even in that, we still have to organize our time to making sure that we have a productive day. Okay. For those who that work and still trying to build their empire, you're really going to have to niche down on the time. So, like all these things that, again, that was attractive, that was pretty, that you put and that you bought and you didn't use was not really beneficial to your business. So now we have to figure out, the time span of these things. How much time is it going to take us to learn it, to understand it, to execute it, and to implement? We got to think about that too, as it relates to us building our empire as we go along. So I just wanted to say that to you, Tori. Go ahead on with yourself, but we talked about time.
But and then let me just add this about time. The time that you've already put into this thing counts and has to be considered. You have to ask yourself, how much more time do I have to put on that? How much more time do I have available to focus on this? And the answer to that question really, really is determined on how important is this to the business and the success of the business, relevant, pursuant to where I'm taking this business to, the vision I have in 2023. Does this go with the vision I have in 2023? Because if it does not go with the vision that I have in my mind for 2023, then I don't need to put any more time on it. And so what? Because I put time on it before, I can just let that go.
Okay, let's stop one more time. I gotta stop one more time because a mentor of mine, good mentor that I'm in partnership with, Charles Parks III, he always says, if it's not making you no money, get rid of it. Like we talked about earlier, what's your daily goal of making money? And I threw out $550 was my daily goal. I need to make $550 every day. Now, we're talking about cleaning up. If any of those products and services that you've already bought, that you've already, like you said, you thought you were going to use, like remember the clothes, you thought you was going to use it for your sister, you thought you was going to use it for your next venture. But if it's not making you any money right now, if it's not going to get you to your goal
right now,
okay.
I agree. I think, and I want us, and I know that yes, we're trying to. We definitely want to make sure we're making money, right? That's hey, why are we in the business? I mean, the why is twofold. So the why is yes, I have a message that I want to get out here that I want to help people with, but I also want to be paid for that, the value that brings, right? In doing so, everything that you do is not going to give you an immediate return in terms of monetary return. However, it has to give you a return that is valuable to you and valuable to the business and value enough so that it positions you to receive monetary return. Because everything you do,
say it in the back, say it one more time, hit it in the back, because everything we got to get that clear. You just can't be throwing out. Look, on Talk to Me Tuesday, you just can't throw it out. You got to get
everything we do is not going to immediately bring monetary value. But if it doesn't set you up to eventually have monetary value, having done it, then it is a waste of your time. That's when you know it's a waste. Those are things that you need to disband. Those are the things that you need to chuck up and cut your losses. Okay, so you spent $150 on the program, but it ain't gonna take you nowhere you want to go. Cut the loss on the $150 and don't put, because let me tell you something. The $150 that you spent is it doesn't really equate to the value of your time that you spent trying to make it be something that it ain't gonna never be for you.
There you go. That's exactly where I'm going.
That's where the balance is gonna get real skewed, and your scales is gonna be like this. Okay, it's gonna be down here. You be like, what happened? Yeah, you topsy-turvy up, you upside down, and you upside down.
Heavy,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, you upside down now because even though I invested the 150 and I feel like the 150 is a lot, I've also invested countless hours of my time. And if you like me, I bill myself by the hour, honey. So when I think about how many man hours I have put on something and I multiply that by my hour, by what I say my hourly rate is, I guarantee you it's above $150.
Okay, so
Now what?
all right. Okay, so all right. So note taking money makers. I hope y'all didn't wrote that down on your notes. Okay. We have to make sure that we have to add our time in as well as the product that we're purchased. If it doesn't equal out, then you got to check it. Okay. Or if it's not more, you have to check it. That's exactly what Tori is saying. Because see, here's the thing about it is we got to come up with this strategy, this blueprint. You know what I'm saying? How do we get from here to there by the end of the year? Now we got to strategically think about this. But one of the things too is just like the big retailers are doing, they have so much inventory that they're trying to get rid of. And kind of in a sense, when we talk about cleaning up, we're kind of doing the same thing, but we're just throwing a different spin, a different word onto it. They're cleaning up, we're cleaning up. Okay, they're getting rid of their inventory. Guess what? We're basically getting rid of our inventory too, but we're cleaning it up in a different way that's going to set us up for success moving into 2023. And the only way we can do that is we got to get rid of it. What is it like the baggage lady? You don't want to carry no baggage in. You know how they talk about when you're in relationships, girl, you got too much baggage. I can't deal with that. It's kind of the same way when you're moving into the next season of your life, girl. You cannot take that heavy load with you. You just can't do it. I mean, would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. You
got all this stuff sitting on the side that did nothing. It did nothing, and it didn't help you. It didn't encourage you. It didn't even move the needle.
Erykah Badu calls it the bag lady. Bag lady, you can catch your bus. Dragging all them bags like that. Got too much stuff.
You got
too much stuff. You can't even catch your next bus because you got too much stuff.
The bus didn't left.
You're going to miss your stop because you're dragging all them bags. You can't even get off where you need to get off because you got all them bags. You miss the stop. You got to dismantle some of these things. You can't drag every little thing into 2023. Some of this stuff you're going to have to leave in 2022, honey, so that you can, sometimes you have to lose weight. You have to let go of weight, disband weight, eliminate weight. It's what they call, pack light. Sometimes you ever notice that when you see these people on Survivor and all that stuff, and they're going out into the wilderness and they're going to make it for 30 days or 40 days, whatever they do it look like they have a lot of stuff?
No, girl,
they have this one little backpack. And it ain't even heavy. You would think it would be big. It looked like a little small little backpack that they carry. Some people don't even carry a whole backpack. They got a few things in their pocket. Okay, depending on what happens on that trip, sometimes they got to leave a whole backpack behind because they can't carry the weight to the next. Okay, which means I got to go through this backpack and see what's the bare necessities. I can't forget this poncho. I can make it in the rain. I don't need this poncho. That's taking up weight. Forget, hey, about these, I don't think I need that. I think I can kind of do without that, because if I need a weapon, I can make, pass some of the stuff you can make when you out here. Okay, I don't necessarily need to bring all this tent with me. I can make a tent out of figs and leaves. Okay, if I just have a piece of this twine rope here, that's smaller than me bringing all these other stuff, right? If I just bring the twine with me and my cutting knife, I can make it here. Okay, maybe I might bring some beef jerky with me. That's about it. All the rest of this stuff, I can't do it. I can't bring these hats. I'm gonna have to give up this hat. I'm gonna have to give up this poncho. I'm gonna have to give up this tent. I'm gonna have to this whole backpack got to go because I can't take it with me. If I do, I'm gonna drown in this water because I got to cross the river at this point, right? Come on.
Okay, y'all. All right. Listen, let me reset the room so y'all really know where we're coming from. This is Talk to Me Tuesday, where we're sharing helpful networking tips to help grow your business. And I have the amazing Miss Tori with me, who is, look, she breaking it down, y'all. So we got to read between the lines. I mean, we got to really, sometimes you have to say things a little different. You know what I'm saying? In order for us to understand it, it's when like that aha moment come in, like Oprah says, "Oh my God, there it is." That's what Oprah says.
Yes.
We got to do that same thing when it comes into our business. We're talking about dominating this last quarter of the year. We're talking about getting these coins for the last quarter of the year. It's amazing. We got less than 75 days, and you can do it. You can absolutely do it. You know what? You got to put the strategy in place.
So the moral of what I'm saying is you have to learn how to shed the things that you don't need.
There you
shed
go.
What you don't need, pack light for the journey ahead of you, and shed what you don't need, and only bring with you that which is going to edify you, that which is going to aid you, that which is going to serve you. If it's not doing one of those things, then you don't need it. It's really dead weight.
Dead weight.
It's dead weight. And so you have to learn how to shed dead weight. Again, that's all about cleaning up. You got to start looking at, what am I doing? If I ain't did anything with this in the last 6 months, probably not going to do anything with it in the next 6 months. Because clearly it's not a priority to me, because let's just be clear. The things that are priority to me are the things that I am working on right now. Those things that get my attention. Those are those things that are at the top of my list. Those are the things that I touch in a week. Okay. The things that I ain't touched in 6 months are not priority. I'm just telling you now, it's not priority. Now, here's the question. If it's not priority and it hasn't been priority in 6 months, should it be? And you just ain't picked it up and understood that it is priority? Or is it truly, I ain't interested in that and it really, really don't go with what I'm doing? Because sometimes we can be so disorganized that we have things that we ain't touched in 6 months, but they are the things that we are avoiding. Like, I should be doing that, but that's going to require too much work, and I don't want to focus right now. I want to do the easy stuff, and that makes more sense. Well, a whole bunch of easy stuff that you don't need to be doing. Example, when I talked to the real estate agent about purchasing a home, one of the things that she said to me was, well, make sure that before you ever start looking, you start with your credit. Go get you an assessment by a loan agent, so they can tell you what it is you need to be fixing, aka what it is you need to be focusing on, right?
Right.
I can't tell. And then she says to me, I can't tell you how many times people have said to me, oh, I'm just going to be working on my credit over here. And they be working on their credit for 6 months and then come back, get with the loan agent, and the loan agent tell them. And we all discover that you all been working on the wrong stuff for 6 months. That ain't what you should have been working on. You should have been working on this, and that. Right? So sometimes we need to get clarity about what it is we need to be working on.
There you go.
We need that push that says, hey, stop living on the shallow end of your life. You're going to have to go get into the deep. I know that sounds hard and that stuff is a little bit more challenging, but that's what you need to be focusing on. This little small little stuff right here means nothing, and it's not going to get you where you want to go.
There you go.
Well, go on back there and get that thing. Go on back there and get those few little things that you done put on the back burner and you ain't touched for 6 months because you wanted to make yourself believe it wasn't priority because you just didn't want to put the work in and it seemed too hard. No, ma'am. No, sir. Go back and get it and do what you need to do, because that's what's going to progress you. That's what's going to propel you.
Okay, listen here. That's good juice. That's some good juice, y'all, really and truly, because easy ain't always the road you want to take. Because sometimes the easy road is sometimes the most difficult road. It really can be.
Easy don't get you where you want.
The challenging road is your easy road. You see what I'm saying? Like, we got to kind of reverse this thing around. Now listen. You made some good juice right there. Okay. You really, really did. But I think a lot of times, sometimes too, as we're going through this last journey of this last quarter, if you do not have an accountability partner, if you are not, don't have a mentor, you have to get one.
Everybody needs a coach.
You know what? That's a must in any business. It really is, because even myself, I have a couple of them. You know
for
what?
different things, right?
Different things. And you know, I say y'all all the time, listen, my mentor tell me, listen, I ain't fooling with you until you do what we've talked about.
Go do your first works, honey, and stop playing. that's what they tell us in church. Go do your first works over, because you ain't finished that part.
You know what? And it helps me to be the better person, or the better entrepreneur, the leader that I could be to give to you. Because you know what? I have to put them same disciplines in place. Just like what we're talking about. You know what? Why you buy that? You don't even need it. Guess what? Even if you did buy it, what's that saying? You know what? You bought something and you ain't messed with it in the last, 3-4 months. You're not going to go do it. You're just not. I don't care. It can sit there. It could be looking pretty. It could be looking right in front of your face, and you're not going to use the product and services. You're just not going to do it. Because like Tori said, it wasn't a priority. It was nothing that you could be physically touching every day that moved you to the next needle. But yet you still have it there. But yet you still didn't make any money from it. So how do you clean it up? That's the question.
Right. You have to, now you have to start. This is where self-evaluation comes in. You got to start evaluating the business, and not just the business as a standalone, but the business as a combination of you as the owner of the business. Because
are you the owner, or you are the employee?
Do you know which one you are?
Hey, drop. Whoa. Are you the owner, or are you the employee?
But you have to, and I know that sometimes we play both roles depending on what.
Yeah, we do play both roles, but one is going to take more precedence.
And you have to make sure that if you are the owner, then the owner is where you're supposed to be living most of the time. That's your bread and butter. That's where you live. And every now and again, you got to step out and do what an employee would do, because you don't have an employee. Get that, check that. But the owner is responsible, and you need to never miss your responsibilities. And so when I say assess to evaluate the business, and you as the owner of the business, culminate the two, because you don't have a business without you. If you're the owner, you don't got a business without you, right? Which means that you have to get you in tune. You have to get you. So just as much as you are evaluating the success of the business, you also have to evaluate, and y'all gonna not like me, you're gonna have to evaluate the success of you as the business owner. Have I done all the things that I'm supposed to do? See, because the business can't do nothing without me, just necessarily. If I don't put the structure in motion, the business can't be nothing.
Okay, let's stop right there, because here's where, girl, I gotta stop you. Because you know what? Before you just keep going on and you give them too much juice, and I hope somebody writes something down. I hope somebody writes something down. Miss Tori been dropping some, I don't even want to call them nuggets, some facts now. You've been dropping it. Listen. But I want to go back to that, because a lot of times right now, I got to keep talking about the fourth quarter. Right now, and I got to keep talking about, you said, are you doing what it is you need to do? You cannot listen. You got to have a plan. You got to be saying to yourself every day, I'm going to do this. You cannot not say, we can't blame nobody if it doesn't come out right? Tori just said then it's up to us. We have to take the responsibility of moving the needle forward. So right now we're talking about visibility. I got to get back on that, Tori. We got to talk about visibility. And one of the things about visibility, you know what? I don't care how you do it. I don't. But I got to know that you're there. And you and your audience has to know that you're there, because that's your responsibility as being the owner of your business. When you decide to say, hey, guess what? this is my product and services, and I want the world to know, because I know it's going to be able to transform their lives into a whole new different way. And the only way you can do that is through the most important key is visibility. Okay, go on, Tori. I just had to say that because you know what, we have to take our responsibility and put forth the effort to make sure that we're doing the things that we need to do. You know, I say that all the time. You know what? Tori, now I will come in and say, what is it?
What are y'all doing? What you been doing with your life? Basically, she be. But that's a whole nother story. I think when we talk about, I want to speak a little bit to visibility, because I understand that for most of us in business, visibility is the first key to success. Visibility is how you make people know who you are. Everybody is looking for visibility. In the bigger scheme of things, it's really, really branding, right?
It's branding.
It's branding. And some of branding involves you having some level of consistency in how you are making yourself visible, right? And so when we talk about that, only you can define what that looks like for you, because it's very individualistic. We wish we could give this cookie cutter way and tell everybody, well, you know, if you post every day on Facebook and you do 3 interactions a week and you follow 5 influencers a month, and you know, okay, all that sounds good and it has its value and it has its place, but none of it is a surefire 100% slam dunk way that you're going to get the visibility that you're looking for. So you, my friend, my fellow lady entrepreneur, have to figure out what that combination of things is going to be that works for you. For some of us, because I mean, for what I do as a life coach, most of what mine entails is really, really speaking to people. It really, really means getting my face out there where I am actually talking to people about different topics. If you don't hear me talk, you don't know the goods that I have. And then therefore you don't know you need to work with me, right? For others, it may, so, you know, and I use a combination of podcasting and posting and, you know, lives and YouTube videos, and on and on and on and on and on, right? But it just, that may not work for the next person given what they do. If you have a product, maybe you need to be putting your product in front of people and you need to make posts on that, and you need to build your site so that people can actually go and view your product. Whatever that is, you need to figure out what combination serves you best that gets the visibility that you're looking for. How do I know I am getting the visibility that I am looking for? When you start to have people seeking you out versus you seeking them out. That's when you know you've got the visibility you're looking for. When they start calling your name, when they start getting in your inbox, when they start sending you emails, and when they start calling your number that you've been handing out here on your page for 25 years. I'm just saying, when that starts happening, that's when you know that you're getting the visibility that you need. And I ain't just talking to you, I'm talking to myself first. So let's be clear. I'm not running around here acting like I done made it, and like my inboxes ain't all what I want them to be yet either. So I'm still working on it, but the momentum is gaining, and so I understand that I am on the right track. And some of it is not always looking at, this is the end result after 6 months. Hey, sometimes you need to look and see what the end result is after a week. See what happened. Because maybe you need to celebrate that.
Lady, I'm gonna have to listen. You done said some good juice again. You have. It is about that. You know what? I think you can measure visibility in a lot of different ways. You can measure visibility in several different ways. One thing I find that when we get these amazing products and services, that we're so in tune to those products and services that we skip visibility. I mean, we really do. We skip it. And it isn't all about posting. It's about you're right. It's about a combination of different things. But if we go back, I got to go back to how this concept is so clear and crisp to us just by how most retailers do it. Because here's the thing. You're not going to buy every product that they have. But because we're talking about branding and you know their name, that gets you in the door to want to do to search wherever it is. Like I did a research a week ago on Amazon, Walmart, and Target. That ad showed 112 times on the television, was only on 2 channels. No, I didn't watch that all the time, but I just on my average. If you divide that by 5 days, that's approximately 22 times that people are showing up. Now, I'm not saying go and show up 22 times a day, but it goes back to what Tori says. You have to still be in the presence of your audience. I don't care what kind of product, what kind of service you have. If you are not being in front of your audience, letting them know who you are and what you do, then it's going to be really hard to kind of sell yourself, let alone your products and service to them.
Right. I think it's self-awareness is key. Self-awareness is key because that's going to help you really, really hone in on how you engage in visibility. Because if you don't already know who you are, you can be doing all type of visibility and nothing never happens.
But let me tell you this about visibility. I do know this, that one of the things that we have been in front of our eyes is social media. I don't care. It's almost like the Walmart and Target commercial, right? It keeps showing up. It keeps showing up. People have drilled it into you. Post, do this, post, do this. Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
It's been a repetitive conversation. Since the worldwide internet came out, come on, let's think about this. Since the worldwide internet came out, that has been the way of communication, especially when COVID-19 came. It was the only basically way because people wasn't trying to leave their home. And they were trying to figure out a way to be more visible. You know, like I had to post more time, especially then, because that's all people were doing, were just posting. But we're ingrained into understanding that social media is the way to go. And if social media, if that is it, that's your Walmart and Target, that's how you're opening in the door because you keep seeing it. You keep seeing social media every day because people are posting on different platforms or whatever. And it's getting you intrigued to say, hey, I'm going to post on there because that's what we do. We see so many people posting on these social medias and then we start to post on there. What is that called? Visibility.
Visibility. Absolutely.
It's called visibility. The more times you see people post, listen, TikTok wasn't even where it was today until somebody came and started doing some funny stuff on TikTok. And everybody's like, girl, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make up me a crazy video. And guess what? It starts going viral. It's all within the visibility. Somebody showed you something, but they kept doing it over and over and over. And now you're doing it. But if we're going to do this thing called social media, let's do it. Let's not pretend it doesn't exist, but let's do it and let's use it to our advantage. What you gonna do?
Definitely, we need to. If you're gonna be everything and anything you do, you need to be using it to your advantage, and social media included. And since social media is our biggest platform for visibility, we definitely need to be using it to the best of our ability.
Right? Because guess what? There's still some paper advertising, but it ain't as popular as social media. Okay, so listen, I gotta say this real quick. So this year, I put together a book called The Networking Playbook. Okay, and inside this playbook, I said, listen, I'm gonna come up with some tips, tools, and strategies. So if we go into this book, I just gotta say this real quick before we end. If we go into this book, I did a whole social media section in this book. On page 14, social media. If you want to get this book, DM me. I'll give you the link. You can have it. I think it's a good reference tool for you to have. But what I decided to do is if we're going to use this thing called social media, let's use it and let's get a strategic plan going together. But inside of it, like I said, it started on page 14. But inside of it, I broke it down in several different ways. But I just want to talk real quickly because it is the end of the quarter. I came up with social media. This page right here, you can't see it, but it's called social media. Oh, well, you can see it, but you can't really see it close up. Ta-da! But it's called Social Media Weekly Activities. And it's got it Monday through Sunday. Okay? This is what I want us to walk away with. You know I do. I always got something, right, Tori?
Right.
I'm a good coach. I always got something. So from Monday through Sunday, I put 3 boxes in each one of these sections. And for us moving forward for the next week, I want us to do some social media activities. Okay. Whether it be like Monday, you do all, Facebook Lives. Tuesday, you do videos. Wednesday, you do a little bit of mixture. Hey, now, Wednesday, you just do print, whatever you decide to do. Are you really physically doing some social media activity every week? That's all I'm asking. 3 things that you can do as social media activity for the next week. That ain't hard.
It's not hard.
That's really, really easy. Figure out from today, Tuesday to next Tuesday, when we connect again, that I want you to take this concept each week. I said a week, so that's 5 days. I'm sorry. From Tuesday to next Tuesday, each day, do something 3 times a day. As far as social media, I don't care what it could be on. It could be on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, wherever, TikTok, wherever your audience is. I want you to actively do something 3 times a day. Now, the average time they say to post is 3 to 4 times a day, but I'm just saying 3 times. Do something. I don't care if you hit 1 each of them, because on the second page, on this page 20, I broke it down to you, which you can't really, you can see a little bit, but I put the categories to kind of even help you to check off. Okay, so Monday, guess what? On my 3, I hit Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, to help you kind of be on your guide. A lot of times, we need some structure. We need a map. And by being a part, if you want the book, we still have some of those called the Networking Playbook. Go to the section, social media, page 14, and it will help give you that blueprint to say, okay, I'm going to check this off. Sometimes we have to have a checklist to say that I did it. And then I can move on to the next thing. I have my 10 things before 10, right?
Yeah, some of us definitely need checklists for ourselves. Just to keep ourselves organized.
To give myself that accountability. It's like the piece of paper is your accountability. If you don't have a coach or accountability partner, which you should have both, but if you don't, have something to hold you accountable. Like, don't go to bed not having something that you did to move yourself to the next needle, to get you to the next spot, to get these coins by the end of the quarter. Like, we got to draw a map, a line. We got to have the GPS to get us there. Something's got to steer you in that direction to get there.
Definitely.
So,
I agree 100%.
I think we can do this thing. If you still have a goal of 20,000, 10,000, you can easily do it. Look at how many people are turning these numbers over constantly in a month. You still got what? It's less than 75 days. You still got 2 months. We ain't even finished October yet.
Right. Yeah, I definitely say, get on the ball, finish this. Let's finish strong. We now to the bottom of the wire. Don't give in. This ain't the time to give up and throw in the towel. This is the time to go hard. Go hard, gather everything you can gather, finish strong for the year.
Listen, it's time to celebrate. So real quickly before we end, Miss Tori, tell the audience, how can they reach you? How can they connect with you? How can they work with you?
You can connect with me on Facebook or Instagram at I am the Coach T. That's the easiest way to get to me. You can inbox me, send me a message on I am the Coach T on Facebook or Instagram, or you can send an email to me at Toria, Toria, at IamTheCoachT.com.
Okay, what you got coming up? You got some programs coming up? Anything that you got that, we can help you get some coins by the end of the
I am actually working. See, unlike Tandra, I take a break at the end of the year. I don't crush it. I'm more about organization at the end of the year. See, her goal is let's get it all in. And I'm here for it. I am more of a I kind of shut it down and kind of regroup and get everything together so that I come into 2023 with a full 100% plan for the year. So I'm in planning mode right now. In January 28th, I will be at the Deerfield Library speaking on networking for goodness sake, or something like that. I forgot. It's called something like that. I think it's networking for goodness sake. Yeah.
Girl, networking for goodness sakes.
Yes.
You know that I love it. I just love it. Goodness sakes. I love that by itself.
I think it's networking for goodness sake, but I got a feeling that ain't it. But I know there's something about networking and something for the sake of networking. It's what I'm going to be. Okay, so let me just make this clear.
Yeah, get that clear. I was good. You know, I was good.
I'm going to be talking about how networking is used in everyday life and how you're really gonna be, how you're actually using it, even though you don't know that's what you're doing. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about for the sake of the business, for the sake of advancing in your career, for the sake of advancing in your goals and your initiatives. Now, how does networking help you with that? That is what we're going to be talking about on January the 28th in Deerfield.
So
that is the program
because I'm all things networking. Okay, let's follow up. So listen, I have enjoyed. This is my favorite day of the week. Talk to Me Tuesday, because we're sharing some helpful networking tips to help grow your business. Just for me, you can connect with me. Listen, we're doing conversations over coffee this Thursday. We're going to jump back into visibility. That's all you're going to hear me talk about for this last quarter is visibility. We're going to be jumping back into it on Conversations Over Coffee this Thursday at 9 a.m. Central Time. Please go to our page. It is a females group. I am sorry, guys, but it is a female group. So ladies, join us. Let's, share some information. Let me see what your results is, from last 2 weeks, Thursday to now, we should have made some progress. I'm super excited to see that. Also, we are finishing up our platinum edition, which is called Tapped In Magazine. Is our exclusive platinum edition. We are celebrating the top 22 influential leaders of 2022. And we're so amazing. Listen, we're almost there. We got a few spots left. So if you have not got on that list, please go to TAPIN platinum.org and get yourself on the list. I think that's it. We got our men's edition coming out. Merry Christmas. Well, I was gonna call it Merry Christmas Baby, but I'm not. But it's called Merry Christmas. So I'm super excited about that. So listen, we got some good things going to finish up the end of the year. We can do this, you guys. We can knock it out with visibility and have an amazing 2022, and we'll be kicking off our 2023. Listen, Miss Tori, look on up and look at us. If you ain't got nothing else, guess
what? Look. I am looking. I'm checking emails. I'm checking our chats.
It's all about business, honey. Look, I ain't mad at you, not one iota.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. It has been a pleasure to talk to you about how we can have visibility on this Talk to Me Tuesday. Let's finish the year strong. Let's do what we got to do. Even if you just in planning mode like me, or if you are in gather mode like to the end like Tandra, make it do what it do and do it great.
All right. Till next time. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.